What's up, y'all? Welcome to Starling on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. And today I will be starting my Christopher Nolan binge watching series, which means I will be critiquing his first movie, the one where he started small, called The Following, the neo-noir crime thriller. Now, before I begin, if you are new to this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below. Most importantly, watch. And I know for those Christopher Nolan fans out there, y'all are very excited to see what I have to say because Christopher Nolan is a very admired filmmaker with all of the movies he has brought, with his level of filmmaking being very unreachable for audiences. So let's get to it. So, Christopher Nolan's first motion picture called The Following, which came out in 1999, centers on Bill, an idle, unemployed, aspiring writer who walks the crowded streets of London, I was about to say New York, of London, who's following randomly chosen strangers, a seemingly innocent entertainment that becomes deadly when he crosses paths with a mysterious character named Cobb. Now, before I go into the next section, this is pretty interesting because at first glance, it seems like that's what started to hook me into the movie in the first place. Like about a novelist who follows random people and see what they do for a living in order to add to the story. Nice. Now, everybody starts out small, clearly. But even if it's one of the best filmmakers of our time, like Christopher Nolan, he is no exception. This is his first movie he did before his work resonated and became recognized by mainstream audiences in the United States, because a genius once told me that I'm very close with. He said that if a British filmmaker's movie starts to come to the United States, that means they're very successful. So some of his directorial successes have broken box office records. Well, I wouldn't say box office records, but they made a lot of money to the point where they could be shown to American audiences. So, like I said, at first glance, the story of an aspiring novelist shadowing random people in order to make some sort of contribution to his passion as an author seems pretty interesting and insightful. But as the movie went forward, they don't really show a lot of back-to-back from the following and the observations and the writing of his story. Instead, we just get a straight-up crime thriller. I mean, I get it. It's a neo-noir film because it's black and white, but that's not why I hate it. And it's not because it's his first film and it's low budget. That's not the problem. Independent films are great. They're moving too. But that's not the problem. It's not because it's independent or it's black and white. Come on, I ain't that racist. I'm not racist. But the problem is this movie doesn't really possess the tone of his more recognizable films like Inception or The Dark Knight. Some of you are like, well, of course, this is his first movie. This is usually, if you're a first timer, you have to figure out what your tone is and what fits better with you. You're right. But still, although it keeps the feel of a dramatic suspense, which may fit Christopher Nolan's very cerebral and often non-linear style of storytelling, it doesn't sound like the tone of a story centered on an author with the desire to observe people for a living in order to develop and grow his book. That's the problem, because the tone doesn't fit well with the story. It's not that the tone doesn't fit well with the filmmaker behind the camera. Of course it does. It's the fact that the tone, to me, this is my opinion. If you've seen Following and you feel about it a certain way, that's okay, but that's what I'm here for. So that's the only problem I had with this movie. The tone didn't fit well with the story for me because it was supposed to me. I thought the whole movie was just going to be a scene going deeper into his life as he follows random people and keeps growing his book. Now, the protagonist of the film is the only person that comes close to what I was expecting of this movie, which was once again about a novelist who follows people around so that he can add something to the book. Now, obviously, exposition is an important thing so that audiences can know what they're looking at. But the most interesting thing about his ambition, though, is seemingly his rules, which are very noble and bring stability to his character, such as never follow the same person twice and never follow women down dark alleys at night. So, because when he's following these people, he doesn't want to look suspicious. He doesn't want to look criminal. However, what threw me off wasn't that he broke his first rule, but the direction it took the entire movie in. Because like I said, it's like this movie just made a U-turn from being a drama about a novelist to a crime thriller. It feels like a plot twist in a way where the movie is nothing like you read in the synopsis or what you was expecting it to be. And Cobb is one of those people he follows twice, which is how he gets tied up into these dangerous schemes of breaking into people's houses, which had me lost because, honestly, what does that have to do with writing a novel? Now, Mr. Christopher Nolan, I'm talking directly to you. I understand this is your first film, and I've seen a couple of your films several times, and I have been pretty lost. And I may not get it. That's okay. And I think that's the beauty of your films. Like, they're deep and they're very distinctive. But I would really like it if you explain some of the meaning behind most of your first movie of the following. If you're watching this, you can feel free to comment on this section of YouTube, or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can feel free to comment on the section below. Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 81% score. Following from 1999 was the dawn of a legendary filmmaker. I'm talking to you, Mr. Nolan. Yet, didn't feel like it had the legendary qualities aside from the level of suspense, which is something you would always see in his movies, most of his, if not all. But this aspect makes it very confusing for me because of how the story sways away from the titular ambition of his protagonist. So for that, I'm going to give it a not so great score, a 60%, a 6 SOs out of 10. So that is my review on Following. You can let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. And you can look forward to this list. I'm very excited about this list because I know some of you are interested in what I have to say about these fan favorites, about these highly respected films by such a legendary filmmaker. And I know that what I have to say is going to be honest. I'm going to try my best to dig deep into these movies because Christopher Nolan's movies are super layered, and it takes a lot of many times to catch this. Because like when I brought y'all that review on Get Out, I had to watch it twice before I reviewed it to you. But anyway, other than that, I'll see you guys next time with my next video, Black Lives Matter. And before I go, I just got to let you know that I'm going to try to organize these playlists because I'm in college now. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when I'm going to do my classes. But during those days, I'm also going to give you certain movies from different playlists. So here's how it's going to be. Audience, are you listening? Mondays will be Christopher Nolan, like all of the movies he did. And then Tuesday is going to be even more Black Lives Matter movies. And Wednesday will be throwbacks. See, it all works out. Everything works out. God is good. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.